of the search and rescue folks, can you tell us whether anybody has been pulled out of the candle factory alive since yesterday's press conference, and if so, what were the circumstances?
So we're still getting information in on the candle factory. The owner has been in contact and believes he has some different information. We are trying to verify it. If so, it may be a better situation and the miracle we were hoping for. But since 3:30 yesterday, we haven't made another live rescue.
Governor, can you give us some hard numbers, anything, a number of people that were in the factory that are missing, the number of people who have been rescued, the number of people,
So the numbers that we had that we were talking about yesterday are still the numbers that we have. Again, the company right now says it has different information, but until we can verify it, we're still where we were yesterday.
Can you tell us what that was?
We're running down that information. There were 110 or so people within the facility. Originally, there were 40 rescues, and then they're still trying to make contact with different individuals to determine exactly how bad it is. I am praying that maybe original estimates of those we've lost were wrong. If so, it's going to be pretty wonderful, but it's way too early.
Is there an estimate in terms of size of damage, number of homes, businesses in Mayfield or beyond?
Well, we're going to have over 1,000 homes that are just gone, and that assessment is going to take some time, but I don't think we'll have seen damage at this scale ever. Yeah.
I just talked to some folks who can't get their medicine, their home is a pile of rubble. What should I tell those folks? Where can they go? Where can they get the help they need?
Are they here in Graves County?
They're here in Graves County.
All right, do we have some of our Graves County responders? Medicine and all, we're sending people.
I believe they're setting up at the Graves County Fairgrounds.
Yes.
FedEx,
Right.
people who
So,
order their medication.
so we're dropping water at the fairgrounds here. We're having all the packages now delivered there from different groups. Michael?
Governor, there's a mobile pharmacy on the way to assist.
And there's a mobile pharmacy on the way to assist.
One more question.
Sure.
for you. As you look ahead to rebuilding, I know that's, right now you're just trying to still save lives and assess everything, but will you look to rebuild in a way that makes sure that there are more safety structures in place in the event that more tornadoes?
Right. I mean, every time we rebuild, we want to be more resilient. We don't want to see this ever happen again. With that, I think when it's all said and done, when they evaluate the power of this tornado, I think it's pretty hard to build a structure that can ultimately hold up to it. Whether these structures have been brick or wood or steel, some of these even metal buildings, they're gone. When this tornado hit, it didn't take a roof off, which is what we've seen in the past. It exploded the whole house. People, animals, and the rest just gone. So yes, we need to rebuild and be more resilient. Yes, there were a lot of warnings, but this thing is so powerful that I don't think there's any blame. We are just people together trying to move forward.
Governor, what is the latest figure you have for the number of people that were killed in this disaster, and the number of people who have been injured? We haven't really talked much about those who.
We don't have a firm number on injuries. We know that hospital here, I believe, saw at least 80 people in the first 8 hours. Bowling Green's hospital, significant too. Again, on the death count, we know that we're going to have at least 4 counties that are in double digits. Again, I think the best that we can hope for would be the 50. But I think it's going to be significantly worse than that. Remember, we're still finding bodies. I mean, we've got cadaver dogs in towns that they shouldn't have to be in.
And I know it's early and you guys talked about this a little bit, but ballpark, how many people might be without homes?
Thousands of people without homes. We don't have an exact number of houses because right now we're trying to count people, and that's where we have our main focus.
How many confirmed deaths are there at this point?
Let me get the number of the confirmation. I get the reports in on what we have seen, but they're not confirmed until the person is fully identified and the family is notified. You have the confirmed number, Michael?
We do not, sir, and as is the normal progress. The Kentucky Health Department certifies that for the governor.
Yeah, best case scenario, we're at 50 that we thought we had earlier. I'm not optimistic for the best case scenario, but I'm certainly going to hope for it. I know we're over 10 in Warren County. We're over 10 and growing in Hopkins County. We have significant loss here. We're over 10 in Muhlenberg, in a town, 100 and something people. I think we're at 3 to 5 in Caldwell, and so those numbers are going to continue to grow as we're able to go house to house and home to home.
Governor, you and I, we know what Kentucky's about. We're from here, but to see the attention that the state has gotten on a global scale from this, what do you hope people take away from seeing Kentucky lose and the resiliency of our community?
Well, first, we're grateful for the outpouring of support, of attention, of prayers from this country and from the world. It's all we could ask for, and it's just pure love, one country united, worried about us. But what I hope they see is that we also love one another. We are good people that care about one another. We open our homes, we open our businesses. As people get power on, they're reaching out to everybody else to invite them in. The number of emergency responders or just volunteers, my dad's from Dawson Springs, not far from Madisonville, and the number of volunteers when I was there yesterday from Madisonville is truly special. So I hope they see a state that cares about one another, that's willing to grieve with one another too, but is strong enough to rebuild.
Governor, do you have any idea when some of the families of the factory workers will be getting some answers? We've talked to dozens who say they've turned over identifying marks and names, but they haven't heard anything.
Well, the process, and it's not a process I agree with, is that the families are notified after an individual is fully identified there by the coroner or others. I think as we've seen more events like this, we just need to be more upfront about the possibilities for those families. For each of them, I'm really sorry. You're not supposed to lose people the way we've lost them these last 2 years, and you're not supposed to lose people like this, and to not know and to not have the information has got to make it that much harder.
Do you know if anyone here in this room has information about how many people have been reported missing to the Grace County coroner?
Do we have a mayor report on total number of missing? And the challenge is we'll have the reports that come in. We'll try to compile and move forward. I know in Bowling Green, that's being done by some volunteers that are there that create the list. In Dawson Springs, it was multiple pages, single-spaced, with communications down is the real challenge, right? When your cell phones don't work in these communities, exactly how do you find people to truly know how many are missing? And again, we're 40 hours in, and just the level of devastation does make having the specific numbers I know you want just difficult to have.
Governor, first question, talking to a teacher earlier, they haven't been able to get in touch with some of their students. Can you talk about what's going on in schools?
Yeah. So our school systems right now are primarily staging grounds. Staging grounds where we want to get power up and going. We're sending a large generator to the Dawson Springs school, and they are truly functioning as shelter, as staging grounds. It's a special place that is just as important in the midst of this. I know in these communities without power, obviously we won't have school tomorrow, and that word is going to be getting out, Mayor?
I just had one thing, I'm sorry to interrupt
Sure.
you. Just to answer the previous question, if families are still seeking information about loved ones they are missing, they can go to His House Ministries here in Mayfield.
Okay. His House Ministries here in Mayfield for those people we're trying to find. It's going to take time to get school systems back up and functional. And in some areas, I think it's going to happen faster than others. We talk about 18 counties. We've got some that are primarily intact, but need power, need phone service, and we'll want to be back in school as quickly as we can get that. For others, like here and like Dawson, it's going to take some more time.
You mentioned yesterday a little bit about this, but do you have any more insight into the employees that were in the candle factory when the tornado hit? Were some given the option to leave? What was communicated to them about what options
Yeah. Right now, I'm unaware of what was communicated to the individuals in the factory. I do know, based on accounts of those who have gotten out, and then also where we found people who haven't, that it appears most were sheltering in the place that they were told to shelter. We've heard some accounts, or I have, of moving to that area. I hope that area was as safe as it could be, but this thing got hit directly by the strongest tornado we could have possibly imagined.
Were they sheltering in the same place?
Well, there is a portion that I believe that they are trained to go to, and we do think many people, maybe even most people, were able to get to that point. But again, this is information coming from some who made it out. From what we see there, we'll learn more on that as the days go forward. Our operation right now is recovery.
Governor, what can you tell us just on your initial reaction of being in Princeton and being in Dawson Springs, two places that are especially?
I'm emotional after 2 days. This is a place that, Dawson's a place where I'd go and I'd sit on my grandparents' front porch about 2 weeks a year, one at Christmas and one at the barbecue festival. They'd all sing. They tell me not to sing. In that same porch I went to check on their house. And their house is still there, but 1 block up and left or right is just gone, just flattened. And again, for folks that can only see the image, you stand in the midst of this and everything you see, everything, right, left, forward, backwards, is gone, and you can see for maybe even miles that you previously couldn't. And so it hurts, but I know it doesn't hurt me nearly as much as the people who live here, and they know whose house that is that's not there anymore.
Governor, where are we at with electricity, gas, and water? People are upset.
So electricity is coming on in some places faster than others. It depends on the damage. I know Marshall County is coming up a little bit faster. Here in Graves County, it's a work in progress. It really ends up depending on how many lines are down, how significantly. It appears that work is really moving. On the water side, it depends on what exactly has been damaged and what it takes to operate it. I know in Dawson, a generator was able to, or they believe is able to get the pumps back going. Again, in Marshall County, I think water is being restored. Again, it's community by community and what it's going to take.
Even if you can't confirm numbers, can you confirm that last night into today, you said there hasn't been a rescue since Saturday at 3:30. Have more bodies been pulled, recovery bodies? You just cannot say how many last night and today.
I think we are still trying to get the most accurate information. We expect there to be a significant death toll. We are checking on new information coming in from the company and hope to have a clearer picture on that. There have been I think multiple bodies, but just the wreckage is extensive as we continue to try to get through it.
Governor, anything from the National Weather Service surveys preliminarily in terms of what they're seeing, winds, with anything like that that's from you?
We have the National Weather Service here that could answer any question.
Good afternoon. My name is Christine Welgus. I'm the Warning Coordination Meteorologist at the National Weather Service in Paducah, Kentucky. And we have Mr. Steve Eddy, who is our meteorologist in charge at the National Weather Service in Paducah. And for the last 2 days, we have had several teams out surveying the damage. Of course, as you all know, it spans a good number of miles, so there's a lot of ground to cover. But I did do an aerial survey yesterday, and I can tell you that the track is continuous from south of Casey in Fulton County all the way to at least Beaver Dam, where we finally turned around. So the damage that we have surveyed so far indicates that the rating is at least an EF3. However, we have world-renowned experts who are on the surveys right now, and also experts within the National Weather Service that are looking at the data and will be looking at possibly upgrading that rating as well. On behalf of the National Weather Service, our hearts go out to each and every person that has been affected by this tornado. It not only affects us here locally at our offices, but across the entire weather service, where we've had numerous people come to us and say how deeply sorry they are for everything that's happened here. But as we get more information, we will definitely release that to you. We have lots of surveys to continue to do over the next couple of days and a lot of work to do still.
Is that EF3 for Mayfield? Or which part of the county that you?
That's the highest rating that we found along the entire track in our area. Our area serves parts, EF3, graded through. And there are locations along the path, Casey, Dawson Springs, Earlington, Bremen, that are definitely harder hit areas.
How long is that path, miles?
We have not figured out that because the survey has not been completed. As you go south into Tennessee, that's another weather service office that is covering that. And then you go east of Muhlenberg County, and the National Weather Service in Louisville covers everywhere east of Muhlenberg County. So again, there's surveys ongoing for the last couple of days, and we still have to figure out exactly how long the path is.
Great. We'll just take one more, and we'd say that I think it's at least a 3, and look around. I'm not a meteorologist, but I expect we'll find it's much more severe. So, yeah.
Question, I know obviously this is historic for Kentucky, but are you concerned that this kind of extreme weather could be the new normal and that this is a reversion of climate?
Right now, I can't process whether this is a new normal or not. We're just trying to identify the dead, locate the living, reunite families, try to give people a place to stay and something to eat, get them their medicine, meet their needs. All the rest of it, over time, we can talk about. And what I'd say is, please just focus on our people and the help that they need and they deserve. As we get more information, as we get concrete numbers, we will be transparent about them. We will get them to you as soon as we can. Please understand we're 40 hours in the midst of rubble, but we're tough people. We got a ton of help. Thank you to the federal government. We could not ask for a stronger response. Thank you to our federal delegation. We're going to get through it, and we're going to get through it together.